in California right now. So you said it's 42 degrees. Vinney, you're back on the bike. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It was 32-degree when I got up, and it's 42 right now. I know the weather change has really affected all around the world, of course, and in USA, and especially in the Bay Area where I live in Danville, Black Hawk. No,
And
it's very
heard
exciting.
I heard Austin, Texas has snow, or they had snow this week, and the power grid was down. So California knows how to do it a little better than Texas, clearly. At least you got
Sure,
power. So Vinney,
we have power.
this week we're talking about Wealth Principle 52. It's the last and final of the principles of the year. We start over next week with the new one, and it's a powerful principle because it came from the first book I ever read, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and this book talks about the seventh principle, which is sharpen the saw. So according to the book, Sharpen the Saw was designed to be like reflective and building yourself up. And there's a story about the gentleman who's chopping the tree down, a young guy and an older guy, and the older guy is sharpening the saw before he chops the tree. How does this reflect for real estate investors who are hungry? They're going at it. Maybe they're whacking the tree all year with a dull blade. What are some ways that a person can sharpen the saw in real estate and success in general?
Oh, sure. This is a very good topic. Walter, the key thing is it's the process of taking time out to refresh, to recharge, and also, to engage in the activities that allow us to the best version of ourselves. If we are in real estate or any other business, we definitely want to sharpen the systems and our procedures and our team's efforts so that we get the maximum benefits. So it's like striving force to be better, Just like, the older gentleman, Stephen Covey's book, right? 7 Habits, he was taking every hour, a little bit time to sharpen the blade. And he cut twice as many trees by the end of the day as compared to the young guy. So that has been very indelible impression in my mind and a lot of people's mind. How can we really sharpen our skills? So that's what we're going to talk about today.
And before we talk about it and give away the tactics on how, I want to go back to how does somebody even know that they need to sharpen the saw? How does somebody know maybe they're working too hard or things aren't working out? Or what are some of the signs that it's time to go back and maybe just refresh things?
I would say definitely the key factor is by setting goals and allowing achievable goals. They should be stretch goals. But if you're not achieving it, if it's in the calls or demos, presentations, or your click funnel is not working good, or you're always postponing things which are very important for your business, but you don't have time for it. See, that's the thing. A lot of times we get so consumed with the unnecessary, like I say, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. A lot of us spend time in F, G, H. And we don't worry about the ABC because we need to be really prioritizing our activities. We have excellent time, 24 hours, and we sleep and eat and all. But the thing is, when we are working, we need to be totally sharp at our skills, at our systems. That's the other one, right? Unless we use all the cutting edge systems that are available to us. And by golly, are there systems that are available to us?
Was that a pun, Vinney? You just said cutting edge. You've been talking about sharpening the saw. So some of the systems are definitely important because if you're not using the best systems, then obviously you're using a dull blade. You're using old systems.
Totally. Be ready to change with time and change to get better results. Because if we keep on doing the same thing over and over, but expect different results, that's insanity. We talked about it, right? Insanity's definition is if we expect different results, but we don't change the activities, which will bring us the big results. And also 80-20 Pareto principle. 20% of the effort, some time that I put in a day with my broker or investors or anything, or attorney or like that, or my team member who needs help, it gets me 80% of the results.
Yep.
So that is the beauty of anybody, to really look at what can you do to make life easy for the people and how to communicate. See, that's the other problem, because a lot of times we are just dumping at people around us. Do this, do that, do that. I mean, and they see, who is the heck is this guy or girl? She doesn't have it under control. You got to be totally taking time out to plan out your vision, your course of action, and then giving responsibilities to different people in your team. Like I mentioned, Fridays is my catch-up day. Catch-up day to see what happened from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. You're able to set yourself up. Oh, I'm going to take this watch out because I'm doing exercise. It's saying, have you fallen or something? So I have to say, no, I didn't
Vinny's
fall.
okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Because your arms going up and down with the
I
elliptical.
know,
So,
with again and again, they say, what's going on? This
so
watch
you're
is
talking
showing.
about this concept of revitalizing yourself, of sharpening yourself up every week. You've mentioned this before on the
Yes.
podcast. You've mentioned your Fridays where you spend some time like evaluating what's working, what's not working, like
Yeah.
shifting for the next week ahead, so that when that comes, you've got a plan.
Yeah.
Right now, you and I have been really focused on the whole idea of building millionaires. Like, how do we help somebody get wealth faster? Your belief is, and your proof of what you've done for yourself and other people is, a syndication is the way to do it. You've been talking a lot about multifamily syndication. Apartment investing is the highest leverage way to get there. How does somebody sharpen the saw on their skills if they haven't done a deal yet, or they've done a deal but they're wondering why they haven't done that next deal? What are some things an investor can do to sharpen the skill?
Totally. I would say, Walter, the biggest thing comes out in my mind: be questioning everything, be inquisitive, and learn as much as you can. But then learning also on the internet and everything can get you some knowledge. But I really believe the reason I'm where I'm today, it's because of the coach and the mentor that took me, and they showed me all the ins and outs and what their challenges were, where not to step on the mine, I call it, because stepping on one mine can blow us up. 10,000, 20, 50, 100,000 gone, lawsuit, this and that. But syndication is a great, and that's why I wrote the book, Syndication, Apartment Syndication Made Easy, because that really, I wanted to let everybody know in USA and abroad. In India, it's very popular also, and Australia and London and Canada and all. But the key thing is, I wanted to simplify it so that you could learn the art of syndication, which is simply gathering the money of like-minded people for a great cause. You could buy apartments or wholesale more, or flip homes more, or buy developments, or buy a company, buy an IT company, you name it, storage units, marina. I'm looking at a marina in over there in Minnesota right now, so there are so many, and hotels, wait a minute, so there are so many different things you can do. Only you could do it if you have money for down payment and closing costs. That's where syndication comes. Exactly.
Because you're not talking about
Exactly.
small deals anymore. You're talking about hotels. You're talking about large multifamilies, these marinas, these opportunities. That only comes from people who have capital to invest.
That's
So if you don't have it
exactly.
yourself,
Yes.
syndication.
Syndication is the art. I mean, it's not a bad word. A lot of people look at it. Syndication is like a curse. It's not. Every company in the United States and the world is a syndicated deal because people are buying shares of the stock. That's all it is. You're able to have your relatives, friends, people that you know and care, and they are getting only 2% or 4% now, but if you could give them 14, 15, 20% returns per year, why not? Right? By finding a good deal in real estate, let's say we are in real estate, and asking them to join hands with you, and then give them great tax benefits and give them cash flows and returns and equity gains. That's the beauty. And that's where I've gone from a duplex in Odessa, Texas, which we still own, to 14 units, 180,000, which we sold it for 380, I think. It's worth 1.8 million. I just found out. Wow, I should have kept it. But then so many other syndications, almost over 40 syndications, up close to 800 million, and should be billion very soon. The key thing is I only could do this with the power of other people's help and money. See, that's the thing. OPM, other people's money, to bring it out in a good way, legal way, syndication, not a Ponzi scheme or anything like that. I mean, that's where, we have to educate our investors. That's all. I never ask them for money. I just educate them and then show them the great deal, which I have underwritten well and found in a good market and everything. Then they just jump on it. Yeah.
I like it. Like you're showing people how to actually build wealth with an actual system, one that we're following ourselves and just modeling right after what you've done. Vinney, so you mentioned mentorship is a key, being able to ask somebody questions, having the opportunity. I know you're very busy, but do you have any, because you did ours recently, you did multifamily syndication for AlchemistNation. You did a big training for us, and
Yes.
I think there was over 140 people were on that call who learned and were asking questions at the end. You stayed on for a long time. When's the next talk you have coming up for syndication?
Hold on. It's today. Anybody listening to us? All right, guys, come down. I'll be virtual from my Danville office here in California, but it's the Boston RIA. Oh, it's going to be fabulous. And I'll be teaching all the skills and everything and answering a lot of questions for 45 minutes or an hour and maybe even more. I'll be there as long as you need me. So please do come and join us. Yeah. And we can put a link also. Yes.
And if you're not a member of the Boston RIA, drop yes in the chat if you'd like to come. And right now, like, Facebook doesn't like us dropping links. So what we'll do is if you drop yes in Facebook, we'll go and we'll send you a direct message with the link. I'll get that from my team. I'll have my team message you. So if you want to come and learn how to do syndication, then Vinney's teaching tonight. Amazing.
Totally. Love it. Love it.
Sharpening the saw and getting the skills for syndication. Do you feel like this is kind of like just meant to be like, this is the time to do it, with the market? You were just telling me about deals that are coming up in Texas and, opportunities that are coming across the country. Is this just the time to get into syndication, isn't it?
It is. It really is. Remember when I started 2007, 8, 9, it was a slump, economic downshift. I rode it. I have been making money last 3, 4, 5 years also. But now the market is adjusting. The sellers' expectations are getting lowered and there will be great opportunities coming. Some people paid a lot of money for these assets last 3, 4 years, and they have bridge loans and other loans which will come due and they'll have to sell. Some insurance costs have gone way up in certain coastal parts of the nation. So that is also affecting. And again, the biggest thing is the interest rate hikes. We just had 0.25 yesterday. There'll be another one coming in about a month or 2 months or like that. So the key thing is to be ready with the money. Start talking to your family, friends, and all, because through syndication, legally, you can have them become equity partner with you. Equity partner, not a debt partner, equity. That means you buy low, sell high, and the gain you will share almost 70%. I share 70 to 80% with my investors. Wow. And they don't have to do any work at all,
True passive income. It's actually, I like that you mentioned it, because Ron and I have been getting out of the active side of real estate. We've been looking at syndications, just to partner on either as LPs or partial LP GPs, especially smaller deals. If we can bring a full million, then and they give us GP, like that's a great opportunity for us to get 70-80% of the deal, and the operator is running it. So it's syndication is just a fantastic model. I know for me as a passive investor in that. And then also as a GP on some deals, it's been a great way for us to do deals that we normally wouldn't be able to do. So if you're listening right now and you don't know the ins and outs of syndication and you want to sharpen it, I was going to say Vinny's got a course on AlchemistNation, but even better, tonight he's actually speaking at the Boston RIA.
Yes. Yes.
So that's probably the better avenue right now is to be able to ask questions. Vinney, what else when it comes to sharpening the saw? If you were to give us one specific thing that is really important to be able to just go back and review right now for syndication, what would it be?
I would say to really free up your time, automate your tasks, because everybody's looking for time or money, time or money, time or money.
Yep.
And the more you have freeing up time to be in the best quadrant, like Stephen Covey talks about also, about the quadrant, non-urgent, non-important, in fact, or important, non-urgent in the fourth, sector. It's so important that we know down deep in our heart, if the company's not growing, if our things are not moving in the right direction, if the morale of the employees and the team members, I never say employees, is not that, it's like down, you got to take time out and sharpen the skills and learn. I think education is a big part of sharpening the saw, or learning the tools which are available, or hiring the professionals. Like I'm going big time with 2 different blog sites. My is accredited investors who have $1 million or more net worth, so they could invest 100,000, 200, 500 with me and more through retirements and all. But the other one is the educational part of it. So we are going big bonkers with Chat GPT and Quill something and all that stuff. So we are just having very big synergy in sharpening our saws and people around me. That's the beauty of it,
Wow.
So I am always looking to improve. I mean, I always say to my team, I'm not the sharpest guy around, not at all. I'm not.
But you're still sharpening anyway.
We got to. And how do we really sharpen is to get professionals to come in your circle to take you to the next level.
To get that cutting edge technology, sharpen the saw, get to the next level on the blade.
Totally.
It's so much fun, man. I love Abundance Thursdays because you're just a wealth of knowledge. And one of the things you said that I actually put it in my second book, I put it in this one, was we only ever have 2 currencies. It's time or money. That's my opening chapter, opening line. And you just said that, and it just reminds me of how true that statement is. So if you're looking for more time or more money, it may be time to go sharpen the saw. This is, Vinney Chopra is giving us his abundance on Thursdays. So if you are getting a lot out of it, hit it with a thumbs up or share it, or both. Share it with somebody who definitely wants to learn how to get to that next level, especially if they're in the real estate space. Vinny's been in real estate for almost 2 decades.
More than that, brother.
More than that.
35, 36 years. I know, 37 years or so now. Yeah.
And you started syndication 14 years ago, right? At 54 years old.
15. Yeah.
15 now. So there's never a time. It's never too late. So if you're wondering and saying, man, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to get rich, stop trying to do it today and start taking the action today to get it done in 3 to 5 years. And
you got to start.
Hang with us.
See, that's the thing. I hope everybody who's watching us now or even later in our podcast, see, many times our mentality is, I want to do more research. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I just am so focused on this and that. I think if we just made that one small decision that, I'm going to use other people's money, OPM, legally, which is syndication, it's going to change your life forever. Ever. In my academy, people are just enjoying and getting to know all the tricks of the trade and everything. So please join tonight and also reach out to Vinney Chopra and Walter Amarillo. We love to come to you, every Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific from San Francisco, and then Tampa, 12 p.m. Eastern.
So cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.